Welcome back to the journey of self-growth. Today we're diving into a topic that touches every single one of us: negative thought patterns. These are the quiet scripts running in the background of our minds, the voices that whisper doubts, replay regrets, and paint the world in shades darker than it really is. They creep in unnoticed, shaping the way we see ourselves, the way we treat others, and even the choices we make. But here's the truth: these thought patterns are not permanent, and they don't define you. They're habits of the mind. Powerful, yes, but not unbreakable. Together in this video, we'll explore how to spot these invisible traps, how to confront your inner critic without letting it control you, and how to transform failures into opportunities for growth. We'll uncover how forgiveness, both for yourself and others, can lift the heavy weight of negativity. And finally, we'll learn how to build healthier thinking habits that empower you rather than hold you back. This isn't about chasing perfection, it's about liberation. By the end of this journey, you'll see that breaking free from negative thoughts is not only possible, it's the first step toward a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Recognizing Mental Traps We All Fall Into. Before we can break free, we need to know what we're breaking free from. Negative thought patterns often begin as survival tools, shortcuts the brain uses to make sense of the world. But over time, these shortcuts turn into traps, keeping us stuck in cycles of self-doubt and fear. Think about the trap of all or nothing thinking. The idea that if you're not perfect, you're a complete failure. Or the trap of overgeneralization, where one setback convinces you that you'll always fail. Then there's the replay button, the habit of reliving past mistakes again and again, as if punishing yourself could change what already happened. What makes these traps so dangerous is how invisible they feel. They blend into the background of our daily thoughts, disguising themselves as truth. But the moment you begin to notice them, the spell starts to break. Awareness brings light to the shadows of your mind. When you can pause, recognize, and even name these patterns, "That's my inner critic exaggerating again," or "That's just catastrophizing, not reality," you weaken their hold. The first step to change isn't fighting these thoughts, it's noticing them. Because the moment you see the trap clearly, you've already begun to loosen its grip. Chapter 2: Awareness as the first step to change. Imagine trying to escape a maze while blindfolded. You'd stumble endlessly, never really knowing where you are. That's exactly what it's like to live trapped inside negative thoughts without awareness. The blindfold keeps you wandering in circles, and awareness is the moment you take it off. Awareness doesn't mean you magically erase the negative thoughts. Instead, it's about stepping outside of them, almost like becoming an observer of your own mind. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," and believing it instantly, you pause and notice, "Ah, there's that thought again. It's visiting me, but I don't have to invite it in." This small shift, from reacting automatically to noticing consciously, is where real transformation begins. Awareness interrupts the cycle. It creates a gap between the thought and your response, and in that gap lies choice. Over time, the more you notice, the less control these old patterns have over you. Think of awareness as turning on the light in a dark room. The furniture didn't move. You simply see it clearly now. And that clarity makes it easier to navigate. That's the first step toward breaking free. Chapter 3: Questioning Your Inner Critic. Inside every mind lives a voice that criticizes. For some, it whispers doubts. For others, it shouts harsh judgments. This inner critic often disguises itself as truth, but in reality, it's just a collection of old fears, past criticisms, and insecurities replaying on loop. Questioning your inner critic is about putting that voice on trial. When it says, "You'll never succeed," ask, "Is that true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it?" When it insists you're not good enough, challenge it. By whose standards? And are those standards even fair? This process doesn't silence the critic overnight, but each time you question it, you weaken its authority. Slowly, you stop treating it as an unquestionable authority and start seeing it for what it is: a habit of thought, not a reflection of who you truly are. Your inner critic wants to convince you that failure defines you. But by questioning it, you reveal the deeper truth. Failure is not your identity. It's simply an experience on the path of growth. Chapter 4: Reframing Failures into Opportunities. Failure is often painted as the enemy, something to avoid, something that proves we weren't good enough. But what if failure isn't a verdict, but a doorway? What if, hidden inside each setback, there's an invitation to learn, grow, and even reinvent yourself? Reframing is the practice of changing the lens you view failure through. Instead of, "I failed, therefore I'm a failure," the frame becomes, "This didn't go as planned, but what can it teach me?" This subtle shift transforms failure from a dead end into a stepping stone. Think of every person who has achieved something meaningful: the artist, the scientist, the leader. Behind their success is a trail of failures, each one carrying a lesson that sharpened their vision. Failure doesn't mean you've reached the end of your journey. It means you've found a new way not to give up. When you reframe failure, you reclaim your power. The same event that once weighed you down now becomes the very thing that lifts you higher. Chapter 5: Practicing Self-Forgiveness for Growth. Often, the harshest critic we face isn't out there, it's inside us. We carry the weight of past mistakes, holding on to guilt or regret, as if punishing ourselves could somehow rewrite the past. But self-forgiveness is not about denying what happened. It's about releasing yourself from the endless cycle of self-punishment. To forgive yourself is to acknowledge, yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I could have chosen differently, but I will not define myself forever by those moments. Self-forgiveness is an act of compassion toward your own humanity. This practice creates space for growth. When you forgive yourself, you stop looking backward with shame and start looking forward with hope. You no longer use your energy to fight battles already lost. You use it to build a better tomorrow. Remember this: forgiving yourself isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the courage to say, I am worthy of healing and I am worthy of moving on. That's where growth truly begins. Chapter 6: Creating Healthier Thinking Habits. Breaking free from negative thoughts isn't just about tearing down old patterns, it's about building new, empowering ones in their place. Just like physical habits shape your body, mental habits shape your mind. Start with simple practices. Replace automatic self criticism with self compassion. Instead of saying, I always mess up, try, this is a chance to improve. Train yourself to look for the lesson, the silver lining, or even the possibility hidden in challenges. Over time, these small adjustments become the new default. Another powerful tool is gratitude. By intentionally focusing on what's good, what's working, and what's meaningful, you gradually train your brain to see opportunities rather than obstacles. And when setbacks come, as they always will, you'll be better equipped to respond with resilience instead of despair. Healthy thinking habits don't silence every negative thought, but they give you balance. They create a foundation of strength and optimism. So, even when storms come, your mind doesn't collapse under the weight. This is the freedom we've been working toward: a mind that supports your growth, fuels your potential, and guides you toward a more fulfilling life.